Hey YouTube, Sam and I are just wanting to record another video and let you know where our hearts are and what this last month has done for us and where we are with regards to our previous miscarriage and just how we're dealing with that and how we're coping with that. We have been incredibly blessed by everyone who's reached out to us and helped us process through this emotion and through the pain, and we're even more incredibly blessed and humbled by the amount of people who we've been able to talk to about this and their own struggles and their own process through similar situations. So thank you all for reaching out and talking to us and sharing with us your stories, and we look forward to continuing to hear from all of you. So with that said, how have you been feeling?
I think it's really hard to talk about because when you go through something like when you're grieving something and you have to live life on a day-to-day basis and still continue to do day-to-day life, it kind of like hits you out of nowhere. And I think I've experienced that a lot this past month, because it's been about a month since the miscarriage, and I think I've just experienced a lot of random hits and like waves of emotion, and we've also gone through a lot of really good things. So I think I want to preface this video by saying that, I originally started this YouTube channel to talk about stuff that was fun for me, like an outlet outside of PA school, and not talk about medicine and just talk about things that I loved. And throughout that process, we were going through the miscarriages, and I realized just how lonely we felt. We really, on our hearts, like it was really on our hearts to share and be open and honest. Something actually really weird happened, and I don't think I've ever mentioned this, but we actually made a video back in November about miscarriage and like how it had affected us. And at that time when we recorded that video, I was actually pregnant, and
We didn't even know at that point.
we didn't even know. Yeah, we didn't know I was pregnant, but we were talking about miscarriage and everything that it had done to us and our relationship with the Lord, and that was going to be a video that I posted on my YouTube channel. And at that time, I had posted a lot on my YouTube channel, and I've since deleted those videos because cringe. But I really did start this YouTube channel as like an outlet, and I wanted to talk about things that were important to me, like fashion and beauty stuff and all the stuff that I've loved outside of medicine. And since quitting school and everything that happened to us in the past few months, this has become like, I also really want to talk about life stuff, and we really want to share about life stuff. Anyways, backtracking, we recorded this video about miscarriage and everything that we felt, and I think we found out like a couple days later after recording that I was pregnant. I was in the process of editing the video, and the craziest thing happened. The video just got deleted, like out of nowhere, like off of the SD card, off of my external drive, off of everything. Like the video was just gone, and every other video that I had ever made was still there. I was like just so taken aback. Like I literally just was like, okay, maybe I'm not supposed to share this story. Like maybe that's not something I'm supposed to share. And then like 2 months later, our lives had drastically changed. We'd gone through another miscarriage, and we didn't even know that was about to happen. And we had so much resolution on stuff. And I think in this past month, there have also been like little moments that we have just like small victories almost. Like last week, I'm gonna cry. Last week I held a baby for the first time. And that truly was a victory for me, because Sam's sister had a baby, and she had a baby right around Christmas. I think like Christmas Day. Yeah, she had a baby Christmas Day. And I had not had the courage to go see Sam's family, or see Sam's sister and their new baby, because the thought of holding a baby was
Scary.
Yeah, it was really scary.
Yeah, so we went and we saw the baby, and it's this little, barely a month old little angel. Her name is Everest, and she, very beautiful baby, and it definitely like brought up a lot of those emotions of, I mean, sorry. Yeah, just to like see a baby and see Sam hold it, and how she just has this amazing like maternal instinct, and she just was so gentle and so cuddly with it, and it was loved her, and it would just hold her, and it would just fall asleep in her arms. And then you can't help in those moments but think of what it would be like if it was your baby, especially when you have lost your sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's just hard to not envision what your family would be like in that moment. Because had we not had the first miscarriage, we would have a baby right now. And obviously if we didn't have the second one, Sam would still be pregnant right now. And the same with the third. And we would be like looking forward to those days where we would be able to sit on the couch and cuddle up as a family, and just like everything we've really honestly dreamed about, and like to be able to kind of get like a taste of what that might look like was really awesome, because we still have hope that it's going to happen, and it's like something to like look forward to, but then at the same time it's kind of a little painful to just be reminded of everything that you don't have.
And that's something too that happened for us this past month, is like things will just hit you out of the blue, and you don't know it's coming, and you don't know that you're going to have some sort of like breakdown, and it could be like the simplest post on Instagram, or seeing a family crossing the street. It's hard because you try to go through day-to-day life with grief, with dealing with loss, but life still continues. And then for us this past month, there's been this thought in the back of our mind of like, what if we can't? Like, what if we can't start a family? Like, what? We have hope, but like there is that possibility after everything that we've been through that we can't. And sometimes it makes it hard to work towards things like your career or whatever the case may be, because you're like, well, what if we can't have a family? Like the houses that we want to get, they're not small houses because we want to get a house for a family. And it's always in the back of your mind, even though it's not spoken. Like, you go through day-to-day life, you look at the houses on Zillow, you do all that kind of stuff, and every intention is with the thought of having a family. But we don't know what that's going to look like for us, and we are not currently trying to have a family right now. Like, we went through a lot last year, and
a little bit of a recovery time.
Yeah, I've actually been really scared of getting pregnant, which has been something that I've been dealing with this past month. PTSD and pregnancy are very real things, and when you combine them, it's like, yeah, I've been scared to get pregnant, and that's been really hard for me because I don't like living in fear of that, especially that. But it's definitely been, I've been scared. And this past month I've really been dealing with that of like, man, I'm scared I'm gonna get pregnant, because, we got pregnant really easily. I think even on birth control the first time, like, it was crazy how easily we got pregnant. And I just I get scared that I'm gonna get pregnant. Because, like, I don't know if my heart could handle that right now. But also I want it so badly. So it's like a really weird thing to go through.
Yeah, it's tough because you want everything to go back to normal, and you almost like want it so badly to go back to normal that you pretend that what happened didn't actually happen, at least for me, and you almost like disassociate from it, which is not a good thing to do. You try to fill your time with other things, and I mean, eventually it does get to the point where it's not as frequent and you don't think of it as much, but when it does come up, it doesn't make it any less easy. And so, yeah, I mean, that pain is still there, and that loss and that realization that, what happened still really hurts. Yeah. It's just eventually life starts, like you said, life moves on, and you just think of it less often.
But we also, like, this video is how are we really doing, and it's been really hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. We post a lot of fun videos on here, and we have a lot more content that we're going to post on here, and we are having fun. But the reason we wanted to make this video is because so many people did reach out, and I don't want to act like we're just like okay all the time, because we're not all okay all the time. But also, on a positive note, our relationship is the strongest it's ever been. And to me, that is like the craziest thing ever to say after this past year. Mm-hmm. I don't know. We haven't even talked about this. Do you feel that way?
Yes, 100%. The craziest thing is that out of all of this, we've just, like, it has been a catalyst for us to grow closer. And it's like been the silver lining. It's honestly brutal, but at the end of the day, like, I know I have you, and I'm like happy to like wake up next to you. I keep getting, it's better and better every day. And we've gotten to know each other on a much deeper level, on a much more intimate level, that I think tragedy like this is the only thing that can actually bring out. Because like, loss like this just makes you, like, exposes parts of your personality that you don't initially know you have, or you don't know that anyone else has.
Yeah.
And it's just another level.
Our biggest prayer was that the Lord just showed up, because, I mean, we quit school with debt, and Sam
at the time did not have a solid job.
Yeah. It was like the craziest time, and we'll do an update on that at the end of the month, like a little recap on what's going on in that arena. But it was seriously like the craziest time. Like, we just turned our life around 180, and we are really hopeful. I had something happen to me in PA school that, actually, I'm gonna go get it.
What?
So when I was in PA school, after the first miscarriage, I had a girl in my class send me something, and this thing has sat on the bookshelf, and I see it every morning when I pick up our little devotional that we do every morning. At first, I was like, it made me sad, but now it actually brings, I don't know, it just brings hope out of me, and I'm gonna show it. It's a little one of those willow tree angels, and it says hope on it, and it's just a little kid, and it says hope. This little guy has given me so much hope every morning. You probably don't even see it because you don't even look at our decor.
What?
Sam doesn't look at decor. He forgets, like, we have random things. Anyways, this has just reminded me that the Lord's really here, and there was a season of time, I think, while going through the third miscarriage, or maybe even before that, where I didn't feel hopeful. I didn't feel like we were going to have a family, and now I do, and it's crazy to me that I have that feeling. We've just had a mix of emotions, and I could probably pinpoint certain moments that have stung really badly.
Over the past year, 2 years, we've been working really hard to be able to afford a home and be able to have a family. And that was one of the reasons that Sam was going to PA school. And so it was like we were working so hard and like to get to this point, and then to go through the miscarriages, and then to Sam drops out of school. And it's tough when like we start making progress again towards that. Like for my career, like I just had a very big win in my career just recently. And there's part of it where it's like, man, one of the biggest driving factors behind this is I want to be a dad who can provide for his family really well. And so it brings up that thought again of like, well, what if I can't have a family? And what if that's something we aren't able to get? And it is a little demoralizing to work towards something that you feel like you might not ever get. So like things like that remind me and are painful. Mm-hmm. I think at this point that's probably what hurts the most, is the unknowing.
Yeah. And I think if there's anything that I've felt this past month more than anything, is life is so precious. Losing 3 babies, it makes you look like I have a whole new perspective on life and what a person's life actually means and how miraculous that is. Loss has made it so much more special to watch someone else have a victory. Like, there were people that reached out to us who have families, and they said, this is my story. This is the loss that I went through, and I lost a child, and I have a family now, and that victory to me is like exponential, because I don't know, maybe to some people it's just words, but experiencing it now, it has made me look at life a little bit differently.
I wish it was something, that we never had to go through, but we did. And like Sam said, we're actually doing pretty good. It does hurt, and it probably forever will. And we get to move forward with hope and with belief that this will not be our the only chapter in the story.
Yeah.
There's going to be a redemptive, good ending. Yeah, so we're very hopeful. We're very happy. We're having a lot of fun. Sam is having a lot of fun with everything she's doing out of school. She's crushing it. We're excited for what the next time of life brings. Yeah.
And we're really thankful for everybody that's checked in on us, asked us how we're doing. Living with this grief has taught us a lot, and there are hard days and there are good days, but altogether, our marriage is in a really good place. We are in a really good place. Mentally, physically, we are doing really good. There are hard things, and it is tough. And I don't want to diminish that, and I never want to diminish that, because I don't want to take away from, our babies, because they are real, and it's never not going to be hard. But we are in a good place for what grief has brought us on a day-to-day basis. And I feel really blessed, and I feel the Lord here more than ever in our lives, and doing something cool that I don't even know what he's doing, but I feel that so strongly. We just wanted to make this to update everyone, because we've had so many people reach out, and we love you guys so much. We are so incredibly thankful and humbled by everybody that has reached out. And if you want to share your story about what you've been through, we want to be here for you, because it's life-changing, and we will keep everyone updated, because being authentic is something that's really important to me on this channel. Yes, I will talk about the things I love on this YouTube channel, and I have a lot of things set up and lined up for this channel, but this is one of the most important things to me. Thank you guys for watching, and we love you guys. Do you have anything else to say?
No.
No?
Just swipe up.
We love you guys. Take care, you too. Bye.